Hey guys, what's up? It's Dragoon here. 2016 is Pokemon's 20th anniversary. For me, it's really hard to believe that Pokemon's been around for so long, and the fact that I've been playing the games for the better part of 20 years of my life. It's crazy to think about that. And to kind of celebrate, I wanted to talk about what is likely so far the biggest Pokemon game to be released this year, Pokken Tournaments. Now, as you probably are already aware, if you're not, Pokken Tournament is a combination of Pokemon and Tekken, all wrapped up together in a very nice package for a fighting game that was released in arcades in Japan just about a year ago. Maybe half a year ago. It was last summer, so however you want to kind of spin that. But it's finally coming out worldwide on Wii U March 18th, 2016. So for this video, I wanted to talk about just a little bit about the game in general, some of the characters, the gameplay and such like that, and then talk about kind of the things that I hope to see out of the game, some of the things that I'm looking forward to the most, and just general insight. So starting things off, I can't really talk about the Tekken aspect a whole lot. I can talk about Pokemon to some degree, but it's a fighting game. It's Tekken at the core. With, in a way, you could kind of say it's a Pokemon skin. I've never owned a Tekken game. I've played them with friends. I rented one of them. I don't remember which one it was. On the PS2, it was forever ago. I think I was still in middle school when I rented that game. So it's been a long time. I do, however, know that Tekken is a very, I guess, well-regarded fighting game. I know a lot of people like it. One of my good friends, it's probably his favorite fighting game series in general. So I'm sure it has a competitive standpoint, and so with that being said, I'm kind of wondering if Pokken will take every single piece of Tekken and incorporate it, or if they're kind of going to dumb down the gameplay. Because like I said, the game's already out. It's in Japan in the arcades, but I've never played it, and I don't know anyone who has, so I can't really, like I said, I can't speak for the gameplay specifically. Now, as far as the Wii U version is concerned, Nintendo has released, if I remember correctly, one trailer for it. It was the launch trailer when they were like, hey guys, this game is coming out. And everyone's like, what? Except not really, because I think a lot of people expected it. It just, as far as for me, it came down to, is Pokken Tournament going to be successful enough in its arcade run to get a worldwide release? Like, I know Pokemon is huge, but there are so many Japanese arcade games. I can tell, because I've lived there, so I kind of know. There are so many Japanese arcade games that don't make it beyond the arcade format, because arcades are significantly bigger in Japan. They're a bigger deal than they are here. It's not all about just getting tickets and stuff like that and exchanging them for sometimes lame prizes out there. It's more so just a place where you can go and have fun. They don't do prizes that much, and they're a lot more expensive, but this video is not about Japanese arcades. So let's get back to talking Pokken. The characters so far, for the Wii U version at least, are as follows. Some of these are exclusive to the Wii U, some of them were added in post-production after the arcade game, and others are just a combination of the two. So we've got Blaziken, Braixen, Chandelure, Charizard, Garchomp, Gardevoir, Gengar, Lucario, Machamp, Mewtwo, Pikachu Libre, I'll touch on that later, Sceptile, Shadow Mewtwo, Suicune, and Weavile. So I didn't even count those as I was listing them off. I'd say there's probably a solid 15 or so fighters there. 15 fighters is not bad. I think in this generation, I don't know, like, I don't play a ton of fighting games, but I know 15's okay as far as what I've played in the past. Like, I do play a handful of fighting games, but I'm not super rich into the fighting game scene. 15's alright. I think for my personal standards, I kind of like to push 20 at least. I know obviously the game is not out yet, and I know, I'd hope at least, Nintendo wouldn't put all their cards out on the table and release every single character beforehand. I want to unlock characters that I don't know are in the game. Come on, Nintendo, please don't do that to me. But so far, that is actually a really solid list of characters, or of Pokemon, whatever you want to consider them. We've got a decent set of different types of fighters here, which is great, and I think it also spans the number of generations pretty decently too. You've got Gen 3, Gen 6, 5, 1, 4. Let's see, so the only thing missing, oh nope, there's Suicune. So the only thing missing, or none of them are missing. There's at least one Pokemon in the starting known roster, let's just call it that, from every single generation. And that, to me, is a strong point. And now, these are only the playable characters. You have assist characters in the game, which it features 20 of them so far have been known. Assist characters are kind of whatever to me. They're like, it's cool to have them, but like some people think an assist character justifies not having certain playable characters, and I don't know if that's exactly true. We have Snivy, Lapras, Emolga, Fennekin, Frogadier, Eevee, Jirachi, Whimsicott, Mismagius, Ninetales, Farfetch'd, Electrode, Togekiss, Rotom, Dragonite, Victini, Krogunk, Sylveon, Pachirisu, and Magikarp. Yes, Magikarp. I have no idea what Magikarp is going to do as an assist character. Will they continue to play it off like a joke, which is what they seem to do? It's not that funny anymore, Nintendo. Come on. It's not that funny. You guys remember when you bought that Magikarp in Gen 1? I bought it, and I regretted it ever since. Gyarados is cool, but Magikarp sucks. So you do get, like I said, a decent selection of known characters, both playable and non-playable, which is pretty good. I don't know much about the game modes. Like I said, this isn't going to be me analyzing every single portion of the game. I don't want to do that. Not until the game comes out. Then I can go into the game with I like to go into most games with as blank of a slate as possible. I'm not going to go into every single game knowing nothing about it, because I can't justifiably make sound purchases for me when it comes to buying video games, because video games are expensive, and you gotta be, at least for me, I gotta be careful about which ones I buy. I don't want to regret a single purchase when it comes to a video game. I do plan on picking up Pokken Tournament, no doubt, this March. I'm really, really looking forward to it, along with Twilight Princess HD. My Wii U is going to be getting a decent amount of playtime between now and then, for sure. So, with that being said, what do I want out of the game? What I want, honestly, is a solid foundation of a fighting game. Tekken should be able to provide that, provided Nintendo has not changed any of it significantly. Like I said, I don't know. I've watched the trailer. I've watched very little about it because I don't like knowing too much. Obviously, if the game comes out and everyone says it's a terrible game, I might not pick it up, but I like to go in as cleanly as possible. I have wanted a Pokemon game like this for ages now. Ever since Pokemon was in the first Smash Brothers, I wanted a Pokemon game like this. On the PlayStation 1, we had Digimon Rumble Arena, and then they released 2 more games later on, one on the GameCube, and I think there was one that came out for last gen, technically. It was on the PS3 and maybe the Xbox 360. I honestly don't remember. It came out like semi-recently too, within the past couple of years, but I heard that one wasn't very good. But that game, I wanted a Pokemon game kind of like that. I loved the 2 Digimon Rumble Arena games that I played. And I know you probably can't evolve in Pokken. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing at all. However, that's fine. Like, I would have loved to have the ability to evolve as a sort of character upgrade for mid-fights. I think a decent number of fighting games have something like that. That would have been cool, but once again, it's not absolutely necessary to have in the game for me to fully enjoy it. As far as what the game is running, the Nintendo has only released, like I said, roughly 1 trailer. So, according to that trailer at least, the game will run in HD at 60 frames per second, and dear lord, I hope it stays that way. I don't care if it's 720p 60. I know the Wii U is not the most powerful console in the world. They managed to get smashed to 1080p 60, and that is a kind of a marvel. If they can do that with Pokken 2, that'd be great. If they can't, that's okay. I'm fine with a 720p 60, but I really want the game to be 60 frames per second when it comes out. A fighting game is the type of game that totally benefits from that. If you'll remember correctly, the reason I'm semi-questioning it based on my own insight of the game so far, is the very first trailer Nintendo put out for Majora's Mask 3D was also a 60 frames per second trailer. The game doesn't run at 60 frames per second, so I hope, and I think it probably will, but I really do want Pokken to run at 60 frames per second. The graphics, on the other hand, they look pretty good so far. They are roughly everything I've wanted out of an HD Pokemon game, because we don't really have one. So they look really nice. They're faithful to their original counterparts, their artwork, and obviously the models in the 3DS games, those look good too, but these look pretty dang awesome. So I'm very happy with the overall presentation. I'm hoping the game has a nice handful of music that's fitting to Pokemon, but also not like standard Pokemon battle music. I'm hoping for some original mixes as well. But we'll see. There's only so much we can speculate as far as the game goes. There's a ton of stuff out there. If you guys want to look into the arcade game, as I've said before in this video, I have not looked into it because I want to be surprised. So if you guys want to dig deeper than what I've mentioned here, you can totally look at what people have said about the arcade game, what people have played. I'm sure there's a ton of gameplay out there. I've watched just a little bit of it all. But these are the things that I want the most going into the game. Character-wise, I'd have to like really sit down to think about who I want in the game. But so far I'm pretty happy with it. With a lot of the characters. There's a lot of variety of characters to play as, and like I said, I'm really looking forward to checking out the different intricacies between what you can and what you cannot do in the game. And before I forget, if you pre-order the game, you get the Shadow Mewtwo amiibo card, which some people will say yay or nay about. The amiibo thing is also a different topic for a different day, but it'll unlock the character immediately by tapping the card to the Wii U gamepad. I do know, however, that you can unlock the character via normal gameplay, so to me, that type of amiibo integration is harmless. If you want to unlock it soon with the amiibo card, cool, do it. If you don't want to, then don't. Like, I feel like it's pretty straightforward there. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about the game. If you are considering to pick it up, I'd love to hear what you're looking forward to. If you aren't picking it up, that's totally fine too. Especially if you don't even care about Pokemon. But anyway, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. And with that, I'll catch you guys next time.